Hey there, fabric fans! You know I love to get creative in the kitchen. But did you know I also love to sew? It's true! Nothing beats the feeling of making something with your own two hands. Whether it's a quilt, a dress, or even just a simple pot holder, there's something so satisfying about creating something from scratch. For decades, Joann Fabric Stores has been a beloved destination for creative folks like us. They've got everything you could ever need to bring your wildest crafting dreams to life. From colorful fabrics and yarn to beads and buttons galore, Joann has been our go-to spot for all things crafty. Remember those first sewing projects? Joann was there. School plays needing costumes? Joann had our backs. But lately things have been tough for our favorite fabric haven. Just like some of our favorite recipes, sometimes things need a little adjusting. We've been seeing some of our local Joann stores closing their doors. It's got a lot of us wondering, what's going on? Let's grab a cup of coffee and dish about what's happening with Joann Fabrics. Now I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Seeing those store closing signs pop up at Joann locations across the country is a real bummer. Just recently we've had to say goodbye to stores in places like Holyoke, Massachusetts, Ithaca, New York, and even my neck of the woods, Cockeysville, Maryland. And it's not just those spots. Stores in Pennsylvania, Iowa, North Carolina, they've been hit too. It's like a whole bunch of our favorite crafting buddies are moving away all at once. It's enough to make you want to grab a pint of ice cream and cry into your sewing machine, right? But before we get too down in the dumps, let's remember that businesses, just like life, have their ups and downs. Remember back in March of 2024? Joann had to make some tough choices. They filed for what's called Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. It basically means they needed a little help to reorganize their finances and get back on track. Think of it like this. Imagine your pantry is overflowing with ingredients. You've got good stuff in there, but it's a bit messy, and you're not sure what to do with it all. Chapter 11 is like calling in a professional organizer to help you sort through everything, get rid of what you don't need, and make a plan to use what you do have more effectively. Part of Joann's plan involved closing some stores and even saying goodbye to some of their team members, which is always tough. But here's the good news, folks. Just like a quilt uses scraps of fabric to create something new and beautiful, Joann is using this time to reinvent themselves. They've been opening up brand spanking new stores in places like Great Falls, Montana, and Maplewood, Minnesota. And get this, they're not just opening new stores, they're giving some of their existing stores a makeover too. Think of it like a home renovation but for fabric stores. Fresh paint, new lighting, maybe even a whole new layout. They're pulling out all the stops to make our crafting experience even better. Plus, they're still working with all those amazing vendors who supply the fabrics, yarns, and crafting goodies we know and love. So even though we've had to say goodbye to some stores, I'm feeling optimistic about the future of Joann Fabrics. They've been a part of our crafting journey for so long, and like any good recipe, they're learning to adapt and evolve with the times. So, let's keep those creative sparks flying and show Joann Fabrics some love.